First championship I won as a head coach, we came back from 14 down. That game, for me, will be one of the top games as a coach, just because of all the adversity, all the injuries, everything that happened, and to be able to flip it in 24 hours or less, that's a big deal. So they're growing. Bond is growing. We're growing as a staff and as a team. And I think, like she mentioned, I talk about this all the time. I've been doing this a long time. You're supposed to be playing your best basketball in February. So they really bought into that. We kept talking about February 1st. It's going to be a reset, and let's flip the switch. And just really happy for them that they could come out in that moment and be able to execute the things that need. I mean, we started out, we always talk about the quarters and where we need to be, first quarter, second quarter. I mean, and then we went in the locker room, we was only down by a couple points, and then we came out and, they took the lead on their home court. And so for us to fight back and for them to be that, I'll open it up for questions.
A couple middle quarters in that game over the weekend. What were you telling your team? Was there anything specific in that moment to kind of mount that, extremely powerful fourth quarter of offense for you guys?
I think we, in between, as coach, you have to kind of make decisions on, what's going to be next. We had early game. Do we do an early shoot around, or do we, and so we just got together as a group, and I talked with them about, just understanding and knowing where we were literally at. Like, this was our last game that we were going to play before we started playing everybody again. And so just really talked about that and kind of broke down, and we had, kind of Q&A, myself and just the team. No assistants, no one else. It was us in the room. Because I wanted them to understand and know that, I was in with them no matter what, and we were going to figure it out. And so I think their confidence from that, and, we just talked about everybody's strengths, what they could do, what's their best move, what's their best shot. It seems simple, but it was really, I think, productive for that group and something that they needed to hear in that moment.
And then for Nahal, I know Ashley mentioned it, but how big was that three-point shot about a minute to go and then the layup just to kind of...
Yeah. I'm going to give Coach Blessing a shout-out right here, because she's been in the gym with Nahawa, and Nahawa's confidence is rising and rising, and she just plays so hard. I mean, you all watch her, so just really proud. Probably 3 weeks ago, was excited for her and everyone else, the whole team.
And then now you mentioned you guys are now playing all the conference opponents twice now, and be able to go to Sanford and pick up a win, get a winning streak, get a season sweep. How big would that be for you guys to establish momentum and keep playing the best basketball in February?
Yeah, it'll be great, definitely. I think at the end of the day, as Ash said, we want to just keep getting better every single day, every single game. I think the greatest thing is now they know that they can do it. They know that they can go on the road, and even though it's tough, that in whatever environment, when you're down, you still have the opportunity to win. And I think when you're continuing to grow as a team, sometimes those things are the hard things to really picture, as she said. I think, but it's going to be a big help for us and a big change.
Playing all the teams again, what's your strategy when it comes to film? How much are you changing? How much are you looking at the first time you as a coach?
Yeah, I feel fortunate. I've done this for a long time, so I'm just one of those coaches. If it ain't broke, don't try to fix it. So go back and look at the things that we need to execute, because every team's going to change up. That's what it's going to be. So I think the most important thing is for us to have the best confidence that we can going in and having our game plan. And for us, I think that's something as a staff, the things that hurt us, and make sure that we adjust and do the things that we need to with that. And that's what every other team that's on the, because there's a lot of games. We were in a lot of those games. So where do we go to make sure that we can be in a situation where we come out with a win this time instead of losses?
Anything else for Coach? All right, thank you.
All right, thank you all.
Okay, good, okay. All right, let's go to men's basketball. They've got a couple of games, of course, this week, traveling to Birmingham to play Sanford, and then back home against Walford on Saturday. So we'll bring Coach Ritter up And TJ's making his way in. He'll be up in a moment. But Coach Redder.
All right, good afternoon again. Man, Coach Hurd, we might need to take that fourth quarter. We need to bring that with us on the road Saturday. That was pretty impressive. We were rooting for you guys. Found out after the game, so that big time comeback. Hard to do that on the road, especially after adversity. And I think we're probably sharing a lot of sentiments of building a program and finding out who we are in the face of adversity. And that's what has been really enjoyable with this group, country, and one possession games. So we've played 8 one-possession games. If they go one way, you're feeling a certain type of way. If they go another way, you have the feeling of defeat. And the truth is, said it on day one, this thing is process-driven, and I love walking that locker room every day. I love walking in the office. We had a tremendous outing Wednesday at home against Citadel. Felt like we finally put together a full 35, 40 minutes, and remember the exact score, but I think we beat them by 30 plus, and had some different guys step in personnel-wise, and thought they did a really nice job being ready. You'll hear from TJ here in a minute, but I thought his defensive presence, thought his energy, I thought his effort really took us over the top, and I thought our guys fed on that. It was good to obviously put a win on paper and doing it in a convincing style when I think, like I said, we've had 10 conference games and 8 of them have gone down to with 5 minutes to go, one possession game. So fast forward to Saturday, give Chattanooga a lot of credit. Really good basketball team. I think it's a team that's going to have a chance to win the regular season and get hot in the tournament as well. But when you really dig into the numbers of that thing, we're up 12 in the first half. We're up 11 in the second half with 17 minutes to go and feeling very good about, the direction of the game. Obviously, a lot of things have to happen. Unfortunately, we get in a little foul trouble, and, we play 10 straight minutes without Ahmad Robinson on the floor. And, the truth is, I didn't hid from the truth. We're not as good when he's not on the floor. And I thought our guys battled. I thought they competed their tails off. Unfortunately, with, I think it's a 4-point game with 1 minute to go. We get a stop and a bucket. Maybe something happens, but they're able to get a bucket, and ultimately we lost to a really good team at their place. Disappointed by the outcome, but not disappointed in the effort. Still, like I said at the beginning, I say right now, love coming to the office with this group, love coming to the locker room. We just got to find a way to, in this second half of the season, we've got to find a way to go, 5-1, 5-2 in those close games. Right now, we're hitting about 500 like the season, but I don't think the feelings are, they come and they go as you win and lose, but the facts are we got a really good basketball team. We got a great group of dudes that I know is continuing to get better and better, and I think we're making some changes down the stretch. Really give us a chance to get hot and finish this thing the right way, and then get hot in the tournament. So, kind of open it up to you guys for any questions.
Against the Citadel was a close game for the first 9-10 minutes or so. Was there something you were telling your guys to kind of get them refocused? Was there something you felt was off in the first part of that game?
No, I thought the first 8 minutes was awesome. Like, I thought we were playing phenomenal. I thought we were lights out defensively. I thought we just missed a lot of layups and a lot of open threes. We were coming to the huddle of the first two media is like, hey guys, continue this route. We're guarding our tails off. We're playing the game the right way. Ball just didn't go in the bucket, and said, hey, a run's coming, a run's coming, a run's coming. And then you saw, those last 12 minutes of the first half, we were able to expand on that.
It seems like you guys have worked a lot more on defense down in big games. How big is that to be able to be good at? Because I know obviously offensively you guys are excellent, but being able to focus more on the defensive side of the ball, what's that been like to what you've seen on the court?
Yeah, I think, you got to take analytics, I think they're important, but I also think there's a, time and place for them. But, analytically, we were the second of that game. We fell to the third best defense. So I think, our guys feel very confident in the way we're guarding. They've done a great job executing game plans. And you said we're a possession or two away in each game. I mean, we work on defense. It's important to us. We got tough dudes that are trying to execute game plans. And I feel confident in our group that when we need stops, we can get stops.
Last week you brought in Cam Bryant. This week you're bringing in TJ Grant, another guy that we talked about before, Marcus Overstreet, double-digit rebounds the last 2 games. How big has he been up for that for you guys as well?
Yeah, I think it's important. In the game of basketball, it's a team sport, right? So everyone has individual roles, but collectively you can be greater. Your sum can be greater than the parts. And a lot of guys that score or have stats, they get a lot of the accolades. But I couldn't be more proud of the dude sitting right here. This is a guy that has come and been the same guy since day one. And there's a reason we won by 30 at Citadel, okay, or at home against Citadel. his energy, his effort, his ability to connect guys, his ability to guard, like that rubs off on people. And it took us a little bit longer to realize how valuable that could be. I thought he played great minutes against Chattanooga. This is a mature young man over here. I don't know at age 21, 22 that I could get 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. He didn't check in the game. Not like he didn't check in the game. And yet the first time he gets extended minutes, we win by 30. I mean, there's a reason that he was in the game. There's a reason that our guys fed off it. And so talk about him. Marcus Overstreet's been tremendous. But if you ask the staff right now who's been the best player in practice the last couple of weeks, it's been Marcus Overstreet. He's been dominant. He's been unstoppable. So we get kind of a preview what's going on practice. These guys are just producing in the game. And I'll tell you what, when Citadel or Chattanooga, we make a sub, go to the bench. We feel fully confident in our guys to not just produce at the same level, but to give us a boost off the bench.
40 points for you guys in the first half against Chat, and being able to have an offensive output like that, it's got to feel good.
Full 40 minutes. I said I thought we were in complete control of the game. We're up 11 in the second half with 16 minutes to go, 17 minutes to go, and unfortunately, just had some factors. That allowed us to play a little bit shorthanded. And so we've got to figure out when things like that happen, when adversity does happen, how do we respond? What can we do personnel-wise? What can we do game plan-wise? But I think when our guys are, when we're fully locked into playing, we've got our full arsenal of players, I think we're a pretty dang hard team to beat.
Anything else, Coach Ritter? All right, Coach Forward from Warner Robins. Played locally at Veterans High School. TJ and I have something in common. We know how great it is to either live or play basketball and go to school in Kathleen, Georgia. TJ, give us an opening statement about how the season's gone and your role. Looking forward to the rest of the season.
I feel like the season's going pretty well. I feel like we're a few small, changes and plays away from having a better record this year. But I feel like we're figuring it out, and I feel like we're pretty close to being able to make a run in March.
I know Coach talked about your effort off the bench and practice as well. I mean, what's kind of your methodology? How do you kind of prepare yourself for games? How do you prepare yourself for practice? How do you get yourself in the best possible mindset to be ready to go?
I think it just starts in practice and film. Even if you're not playing, just be locked into the scout, locked into the guys you have to guard, and be ready if he puts you in there to guard whoever you have to guard that night. And experience, just being able to stay ready. I kind of went through that last year as well, but so I have experience in it, and I was ready this year whenever my number was called.
And being a local kid just from 30 minutes down the road, what is that like? Do your family come to games? Do you have a lot of people come to games? And what's that kind of factor like having just a lot of supporters around you being close by?
It's been great, having friends and family be able to come to the games whenever they feel like, showing up to the games and seeing people in the crowd from high school, middle school, elementary school. I haven't seen them forever, them being able to watch me. It's a great feeling being able to be so close to home.
This many close games, what do you feel like could take you guys over the edge when you get to that point? You said you feel like you can make a run, right? So what's the differentiating factor?
I think for us, just paying attention to detail and being super locked into what we need to do to win and not worrying about any outside factors. And I think if we do that and we stay really focused these next 5 weeks, we could do something special in the tournament.
TJ, from a player perspective, Coach has talked about the close scores of our games. What is it as a player preparing, knowing that any game for the remainder of the season could come down to a possession or two, and the preparation of knowing all the games, you got a chance to win all of them, but they may be close?
Yeah, it's tough, but I think we just need to stay together, and I feel like if our team stays together, then the pressure of those games is minimized, and where we can finish those games in the future if we just stay together and don't let that pressure get to us. It's close game.
All right, what is for TJ? All right, thank you, sir. Appreciate it.
No problem.
All right, let's sports full action about to be. Let's go now to Coach Samantha Eustace, women's lacrosse. Big South preseason favorite. No surprise there. Coach has done a tremendous job, her and her team, the last few years. They opened up February the 11th at home against South Florida at 2:30. Coach, give us a preview.
Hi. First off, good luck to men's and women's basketball as they continue on their season. If you have not come out to watch them play, you should. Both programs are a lot of fun to watch. A preview of our season. We open a week from tomorrow. We open with USF at home, and then we travel on the road to Virginia Tech. It's always hard to kind of see what your season is going to be until you play somebody other than yourselves for a really long time. So, we lost some key pieces to our program last year, and hoping we have players on our team that will step into those roles.
And then I know last year you guys made the tournament. You mentioned you lost some key pieces, but what do you want to see out of your team in those first few games? You mentioned you only played yourselves so far, but what's some of the biggest things you want to see from the team early on?
I think it's always, as a coach, you want to see who's going to step up, who's going to step into that role. And, for example, Gabby DiVirgilio, who's our GA coach this year, went from 36 points her junior year to 98 points her senior year. So a big jump. So you kind of look at on our team who that's going to be. Is it, a goalie in the cage? Is it a defender, a midfielder, someone on the draw, another attacker? And, different parts to that. I think what's different about our team this year is we have a lot more returning players and kind of finding the right mix to see what we can do. We're very fast, very athletic, so we're going to try to use our speed in our game and try to get some easy buckets like running the floor and hitting layups in basketball.
And I know you guys are picking us the Big South preseason favorites, as Rick said, but it's a close league. There's a lot of really good teams, and how are you guys looking to distinguish yourselves and get rise to the top?
Yeah, we take one game at a time. I mean, we certainly, go into the season, looking to be Big South champs again. We do play in the Big South for lacrosse. And other programs are trying to shore up their teams to try to knock us off the top. High Point brought in 7 transfer kids this year in an effort to do that. So we don't look too far ahead. We do kind of take it one game at a time. I think we try to schedule a pretty tough non-conference schedule because we want to challenge our team at the beginning of the season so that we can, adapt and grow so that when it comes to conference at the end of March that we're ready. We're ready for those games because everybody's trying to knock us off. We used to be the hunting, we used to be the team that was hunting everybody else, and now we're in the front and everybody's chasing us, which is a nice change, but it's a little bit, it's just different for us. So we take it one game at a time. We know everybody, in our conference is going to try to have their best game on that day, and we work to make sure that doesn't happen.
I believe this is now year 10 for you at Mercer, is that correct?
This is my 9th season, so it's the 10th season of the program, but it's my 9th season.
And what have you noticed across this last decade or so across here in Middle Georgia?
I think what's been exciting as a coach is most people had not heard of Mercer lacrosse at all. And even when I go out in the community, people are like, oh, yeah, lacrosse, like they've at least heard of it now. When I first got here, nobody knew what that was. So I think it's been nice to see that in our school community and the greater community, a little bit more knowledge of the sport, trying to get people to come out and watch it. It's like basketball, but on a bigger field. Try to find those connections for people so they can come and enjoy it. For our program specifically, I think you stand on the shoulders of those who come before you. A lot of those players that really helped build this program to where it is helps us get better recruits. We have kids from all over the country on our team, and that's exciting. It's exciting to see that kind of next jump in who we compete for recruits with has changed dramatically during that time.
I know you just said you're going to train yourself so far, right? But in that limited, field, who on your team is surprised you? Who have you been kind of wowed by going into this year? Do you have anything?
I I think it's still a little early to kind of see who's surprised. I could tell you that in like 2 weeks. We'll kind of see, because sometimes someone surprises you in practice, but they, aren't gamers. But we have some players on our team that they have a game version of themselves, which is great. I'd rather it be that way. And they just really step up and play lights out on game day. And so, I'm excited, all coaches that are about to start season, you just want to play somebody else to kind of see, okay, I think we're good, but, how do we match up, against these, and for us, we don't have an easy team, we don't do a scrimmage, we don't do an easy game, we just jump right in. So, we don't have, we only get 17 games, so want to try to maximize all of that with our scheduling.
Okay, anything else, Coach? All right, thank you, appreciate it.
Thanks.
Well, one thing about these spring sports, it's great outside today, and it will be the rest of the week, but it hasn't been the last 2 weeks. You got to give them credit. They've been preparing with temperatures at teens the other day. All right, this weekend, softball, the Heart of Georgia Classic. This weekend, Mercer ladies will open up Friday against St. Joseph, 6:30. Coach Fico, Lindsay Fico.
Yeah, I guess I'll start with kind of a state of the union, where we are. I feel like as a team we're in a really good place, really good headspace. We scrimmaged over the weekend and scored a lot of runs off of pretty good arms. So my pitching coach would tell you that the pitchers need to be a little bit better, but my hitting coach would tell you that's a really good sign going into the season. It's a weird time because it feels like it takes forever for the season to finally get here. And then you're like, gosh, it's never going to get here, never going to get here. And then the week of games, you look at your staff and you're like, holy moly, it's game week. So we're in that place. We're very, very excited. We've got a core group of leadership and experience that's coming back. Probably the most familiar name and face is Tori Hedgecock, who is a force at third base defensively, but a real big force in the box. Emma Dorval was our starting shortstop last year. You're going to see her probably on both sides of second this year, because we've got a really talented Hannah Rivers that came in as a freshman. So just a lot of really good things, really good buzz about the program. I'm sure you guys have seen, if you follow our social media, we've added 2 really talented people to our staff. We've got Kaylee Harding, who's a recent graduate from FSU, played in that wonderful program there. She's our graduate assistant this year, and then we've also added Devin Flaherty as a volunteer assistant to our staff. So the enthusiasm that they have brought, different sets of eyeballs that are on the team, and just having 2 extra sets of eyeballs that are really, really good has helped our practice remain really kind of picked up the intensity of the practice, but also the nitty-gritty details that sometimes it's a little bit hard to see whenever there's just 3 of you and you're spread out all over the field. But with that, I'll answer any questions that you may have, but we're certainly excited to get started.
And then Tori Hedgecock, you talked about her specifically, all preseason conference players, and huge explosion from her sophomore year to junior year. What are you looking to get out of her this year?
I mean, a lot of the same. It's Tori has matured a tremendous amount from her freshman year to her senior year now. Tori was a bit timid in her freshman year and knew that she could do it, but didn't really want to ruffle anybody's feathers next to her. And now it's more of a, I know that I can do it, get out of my way, which is great. You need a little bit of that to be able to do that, but we do. We expect her to have a really good year. She expects to have a really good year. I think the biggest thing with a player like that is helping her manage the pressure that comes with that. When you're the name, when you're a face of a program, there's a lot of pressure that comes with that. And social media is something that sometimes helps, sometimes.
And then last year the SoCon was really, really stacked between the top 5 or 6 teams. Really about 5 wins separating everybody.
Yeah, I mean, it is, UNCG has kind of run the table most years. Chat ran it last year, winning the regular season conference, and we were right there in the mix. We were tied for first going into the last 2 weekends of the year. I think the biggest focus is we've always talked about it. You want to win the game within the game, and kind of paying attention to again, details that you can control. You can't control who's going to upset who in the weekend that you need to, pull 2 games out of a 3-game series, that kind of stuff. But yeah, you could look at it as it's pressure and it's tough, but it makes it a whole lot more exciting. You want to be a part of a league that is competitive, from top to bottom, or if worst case, at least the top half. And that's where we look to, that's where we're started, and that's where we look to stay and to really make another run.
You mentioned in your opening statement kind of like the shot, oh my gosh, it's game week, but softball's one of the longer collegiate sports seasons, I think it's 55 to 60 games.
It is, it's a ton of games.
How do you like just keep everybody kind of on the same page for that whole kind of stretch of games? Because I know that weekend was sometimes like 3-4 games, so what's kind of your message there?
Yeah, it's kind of came up at practice the other day. I think it's somewhat unrealistic to ask anybody to stay locked in for a full 2 hours of a practice. So what we've focused on more is, hey, you're locked in for this pitch, and then you take your breather, right? And then you lock back in. Can I lock back in when I'm taking an at bat? Can I lock in when I'm hitting off the machine? It's a lot of that during the season, and it's not that it's not that you're taking a pitch off. It's when you're given an off day, take it as an off day. Take care of your body, take care of your mind, take care of all of those things that you need to take care of, so we get the best version of them as a player, them as a person, when they really need to show up. So we as a coaching staff, we've got a wonderful athletic trainer in Kim Wynn, and have a phenomenal gentleman that's been added to the program, our strength guys, Rashad Jefferson. He's all in, so when you have an athletic trainer and you've got a strength and conditioning guy that's all in, he helps a lot. He helps us as a staff say, hey, the girls need this, or I think that, or so. They know that it's a long haul, but a lot like basketball, you want to be playing your best softball as you're going into conference play. These preseason tournaments where we play a whole bunch of different opponents, one weekend is just kind of is preparing us for conference, so it allows them to. It starts quickly and we hit the ground running, but it gives you a chance to kind of set yourself up the right way for conference play.
When you noticed last year, Hallie Langford had a certain time in with your offense, and then you got her to sort of change your offense a little bit. What's it been like having her every day back in your lineup again to see how your offense runs?
I mean, it's great. We lost Alyssa Woods last year, our starting center fielder, and she was really kind of our starting center fielder since I got the job. So she worked really, really hard there. Having somebody like Hallie Langford that was set to be that, and Liz was probably going to be on one side of her, last year, had she stayed healthy, is huge. She's a leader in my outfield, but she's also a quiet leader in my dugout. A lot of times we have to have conversations with Hal that, hey, I know that you don't say a lot of words, but when you say words, your team listens, and it matters. Having her back in the lineup, and more than likely back at the top of the lineup, is going to be tremendous. It's going to help take pressure off of Tori Hedgecock and Avery Barton and Emma and Lauda, like all of them. So, and that doesn't even count the new faces, that we've brought into play. So I'm very excited to see what Hallie does this year, and we just all hope and pray that she stays nice and healthy and actually gets to play it out.
And then just did the addition of Devin and Kaylee, their initial introductions to your team, that they're not going to be coached by two individuals that obviously get the snot out of the ball in college, but also got a lot of exposure in the College World Series and Florida State run. How was that? What dynamic have you seen that goes to your offense and how your offense has improved?
Yeah, I mean, the dynamic's been fun. I'd lie to you if I told you it's been all rainbows and unicorns and peachy, because Devin and Kaylee are two very competitive individuals, and whether they realize it or not, like they're going to coach competitively, they're going to teach competitively, they take reps in scrimmages, and they're going to take reps competitively, and so I think more than anything, their enthusiasm and their competitiveness has helped really kind of keep our girls focused. I think it's also helped hearing it from a different voice, hearing it from two voices that have done it at the highest possible level you can do it, right? At the highest standard that you can do it. So we talk a lot about standards, and we have standards and we have core values, but having them come in and just kind of different eyes and different ways of thinking has been tremendous.
Anything else, Coach Pico? Okay, thanks to everybody
Thank you.
for coming. See, we got a lot going on. Appreciate it, media members. If you'll please eat lunch first. Thank you to coaches and players. Thank you for all the Mercer athletic staff members coming and showing your support. We appreciate y'all.